Bino, you really came brick by brick, small brick, big brick, like brick by brick.
Yeah.
I feel like they can never take it from you now.
Well, you know, that's something Nip used to always talk to me about. You know what I'm saying? He used to tell me, like, it's two different sides of this shit. You know, some people, you know, they have viral moments, or, you know, somebody.
Woo! All right, everybody, this is My Wand here at Dash Radio on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Yo, today I think it's appropriate for me to say, you know, current state of music, South Central's finest, or at least one of South Central's finest, if you want to be humble.
I appreciate that, bro.
Bino, how the fuck are you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just happy to be here, man. I appreciate you.
Bro, we're super happy to have you. So, you know, Dash Radio is founded by DJ Ski.
Okay,
so being that founded by DJ Ski, we've been West Coast everything.
Right.
And especially DJ Ski and Nip were like this. So I've been a fan, man, since you dropped No Pressure with Nip.
Yeah.
That, like, it just everything you've done. But on that project, I was like, yo, this motherfucker is different.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro.
I was like, yo, who the fuck? Because you sound like the West Coast, but you also sound so unique. So look, I've asked a couple cats this, and I want to get it from you. There's something in the water right now in LA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's something. I just kind of was name dropping it, but we got you, Blxst, I can go all day, Jason Cash, Wally the Sensei, Rucci, AZ Chike, Westside Boogie, the whole generation of y'all. And what I really fucking love is none of y'all sound alike.
Right.
Everybody has their own sound.
Yeah.
What do you account for? Is there something in the water? Just something with the times?
I just feel like it was a lot of pressure on us. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was a topic of conversation about LA music over the past year. You know what I'm saying? And it was just, you know, it was them. So I feel like a lot of people want to step up to the plate and you know, kind of do their thing and make their mark and, you know, kind of rebuild the foundation over here. So
okay.
Yeah, man.
So you think it might have been like the LA being written off?
Yeah.
So many times?
Yeah, because I say all the time, it was popular opinion. I saw it everywhere. I don't know how. It was hard to miss. You know what I'm saying? Just everybody talking about LA music and saying it fell off and it's just not what it used to be or whatever. So, you know, I just feel like over the years we didn't gain a lot, we done lost a lot, but it's a few of us here that's trying to, you know, respect it and represent respectfully. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's slow and steady, but we back. You know what I'm saying? It's looking good to me.
Really back.
Yeah.
To me, like, I want to say the time it hit was like right before the pandemic almost. You know, shout out, rest in peace, Draco, 03. They really put the blueprint for y'all to, like, you know, to create something different that was still West Coast. But the biggest thing to me is none of you guys sound the same. Yeah. Not to knock any other coast, but a lot of times from anywhere, something sounds good and then other people begin to do it. Right. All of you guys are different. I would say like you and Blxst might have the closest sound, but you guys are way different.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like with me and Blxst, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of, we developed a certain wave, you know what I'm saying? He came with his production and just, you know, me coming and putting like some charisma on his beats is just, it kind of sparked something. And when we linked up together to do the project, it was like a no-brainer. Like, this
all
is
six
a sound. Like,
six tape was crazy.
While we was doing the project, it's just like, man, this is a sound. Like, we already knew. So, yeah, we kind of, you know what I'm saying, from the same sonic wave, really, a little bit.
But you're different, though. Like, if I hear you guys on a song, I know right away who's doing what, who's singing what.
You know what I'm saying? We both, you know what I'm saying, implement our own, you know what I'm saying, pros and cons to the record. You feel me? Like, it was the perfect yin and yang, I feel like.
What's so dope about it, too, if I'm correct, which I could be wrong, I try to do as much research, and I might be wrong sometimes, but didn't Blxst was producing for you, or you were taking beats from him before he blew up as like an artist?
Yeah, I didn't know he was an artist at first. So
right, you had no clue.
Yeah, no, I heard him on Kalen For Real record, Right With It, and he made the beat. So I tapped in with Kalen, and he had put me on and told me about Blxst, you know what I'm saying, as a producer. So I tapped in with him like, yeah, so let's get it in. He'd send me beats, and I just, you know, go crazy from there. And then he sent me a record with some vocals on it. It was savage. But at the time, I'm like, who's this? You know what I'm saying? You know, that's me. So I'm like, oh, shit. And we just kept it going the same way. He'd send me records, just the same way he sent me beats. And I just, you know what I'm saying, knock them out. We had a whole tape. So we just like, man, put this shit out, bro.
The 6 tape.
Yeah.
And so I have a theory. Like, I did a little bit of math. 6 tape 1, you know, 6 tape because you guys had 6 songs. You wanted to put a tape out, made sense.
Right.
6 tape 2 came out. Fucking dope, as you know, man. You read the tweets and everything. 6 tape 3 is going to have 18 songs on it, huh? Is that correct? Is my math on that correct?
Man, I don't know.
Was that by design? Because Six Tape 2 had 12
Low
songs.
key, it was like we was just developing. You know what I'm saying? We was just building songs and making records. And so we got to 12, and it felt right. You know what I'm saying? So we just went with the move. We didn't overthink it.
It wasn't by design. Like we have to put 12.
We gotta do 12 songs. Nah.
Yeah, okay. Because I saw that and I'm like, oh, they think they're slick. I'm like, I know Six Tape 3 is gonna have 18 records on there.
Yeah, no, I wasn't like going in trying to force no vibes or nothing.
Okay.
It was just all, let's just create. You know
Okay,
what I'm
okay.
saying?
Well, I want to jump into my gift I got for you, Bino.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I don't know if you
yeah.
know, I give every artist an album from my collection. So I either give you an artist or an album that might have inspired you, something that I think might inspire you, or just so you were gonna get the rare 2 albums.
Okay.
So I've never done this before. I normally make the artist pick between the 2.
Yeah.
I did not want to make you pick between these 2.
Yeah.
We're gonna go one by one. I got 2 albums. I'm gonna start with the first one. So this is Nas Stillmatic.
Hell yeah.
So this is yours to keep. That's my actual copy of Nas Stillmatic.
Yeah, for real.
If I'm correct, you went to a Nas and Usher concert,
yeah.
and that's where you got inspired.
It was a Usher concert, and it was that was probably the first concert I ever been to. But I went with my mom, and we was way up in the nosebleeds. But Nas came out, did that Uchi Wally. That shit was rolling. I'm like, ooh, it was just cracking. That's the first time I seen some shit shake like that. So yeah.
And he only
Shout
did
out
one
Nas.
song.
I think he did a few of them, but that's the one I remember. You know, I was young, bro. I was a child, so just when he did Uchi Wally, I'm just like, yeah, that's just hard. Like, you feel me? So yeah,
That's
shout
an
out Nas.
undeniable.
One of my favorite rappers, bro.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Which is so interesting because you don't sound like Nas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stylistically.
Yeah.
But I thought that was super dope that was one of your inspirations.
Yeah, it's like that Drake bar say. What he say? Mike never tried to sing like, I don't know. He say some shit, but it resonate. You feel me? Like,
Well, I
so-
was honestly, Bino, I'm like, what kind of fucking concert was this, Usher and Nas? I was wondering, like, how was that a
It
co-headliner?
was like it was outside too, bro.
Okay.
It was crazy. I don't even remember. It was.
That changed your life, huh?
Yeah,
That
it's
was
fire,
like,
bro. I
okay,
never
so
forget it.
the next album I have for you, I think this one's a little more obvious what it was going to be. We couldn't do this without me giving you the victory lap.
No, facts.
So I had to give you the victory lap as well.
I appreciate this, bro, because I don't have this.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? I don't have this.
There we go. I almost got you all the Bullets Ain't Got No Names mixtapes because you're on 3. So I almost got you that, but I'm like, I think you're on 3. But anyway, I was like, nah, I'm gonna get him that victory lap. Did you name your daughter Victory, inspired by Victory Lap, right?
Not victory lap, just the whole movement in itself. You know what I'm saying? I felt like my girl was pregnant while, you know what I'm saying, like during the same time that Nip passed. So, you know, we had a whole nother name for it and everything. But I don't know, Nip was just heavy on my heart at that time.
Absolutely, man. No, I even like feel, to be honest with you, I didn't want to bring it up because I know how close y'all were. But one thing I had to say, bro, when y'all did No Pressure, it's still, there isn't Nip sounded different on that project. I don't know if it was the engineer that mixed it. He just had a different energy, and he sounded great.
I feel like it was, you know what I'm saying, just the thought of us going into a project together. You know what I'm saying? I'm going in there like, man, Nip gotta respect what I'm doing here. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, I was a student, you know what I'm saying, the whole time, but I feel like he had the same type of respect for me. And he just like, I'm going in here with Bino, so we gotta make it this kind of sound. You know, it's a certain target we had, you know what I'm saying, as far as, you know, making our sounds like clash.
Yeah.
Like subconsciously, not even talking about it. I could just kind of tell. Because whenever I jumped in the booth and I knew Nip was finna hop on the song, I felt pressure. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I gotta get him on.
Maybe he felt that kind of way too, because he just sounded different. It's just like a different body of work from Nip, even just the voice, his cadences.
It was comfortable, bro. It's like it felt like being in the studio with all the homies. So
like even Lovin', I know the name of the record, can't remember, but Lovin' War.
Yeah.
And then Nip's kind of doing that hook, and I'm like, it's kind of different.
Yeah, a lot of times in the studio he'll pull up the auto-tune and start singing, and I'm like, damn, like I don't, you'll never hear Nip like that. But it used to fuck me up.
One of my first favorite Nip songs was "Rolling in Slauson, Compton's in." So yeah, Nip had the auto tune shit down. But Bino, those are the albums I wanted to give you. I thought you were. I just thought it was odd you were inspired by Nas, and then I had to get down to the bottom of how the fuck did Usher and Nas have a concert together.
Man, I gotta figure out what show it was.
Yeah.
It was cracking, bro.
Have you had any interactions with Nas yet?
No, I never met him.
Okay.
I never met him, but man, just you know, I have a lot of respect for him. You know what I'm saying? He's just one of the pioneers of this shit. So
You guys are gonna sound great, and I'm manifesting that because him and Blxst did brunch on Sundays.
yeah, facts.
He's gonna have to do something with Bino.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like party on Mondays or something. You know what I mean? Strip club on Mondays or something.
Yeah.
But sorry for the wait too. Project's so dope.
Appreciate it, bro.
You know, if there was one word, if I had to describe you by one word, I would just say quality.
Yeah,
You have
man.
never missed on the quality of your music.
I feel like that's important. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I want to, it's like packaging a gift, you know what I'm saying? You want it to hit different. You know, you want it to be like appealing, you know what I'm saying? Or like putting a plate together, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just throw shit together on a plate and just hand it out. You want to make it look
But
good.
a lot of artists do that.
You know what I'm saying? To each his own, you know what I'm
Like
saying?
you've never given us a throwaway project. I don't know if you know that, cause like I can tell sometimes when I see an artist and I'm like, ooh, that was a throwaway.
Yeah.
Bino's never done that.
Nah, I mean, I'm not just rapping just to rap. I feel like, you know, I just go in the booth and just kind of vibe out. So, you know, every record is something different, but it's me, really. You know what I'm saying? It's just all me. So I just put it all in the music, and I don't know. I don't overthink it, bro. You know, I used to have issues with just overthinking and shit. Now it's like I just try to go in there and just vibe out.
Yeah. Well, you've been giving us quality, man, ever since like out the gates. But specifically, I want to say at least every other year, you've given us a dumbass quality project. Like,
Yeah, this is my first solo project in 2 years.
yeah, since outside.
Outside.
Which was so ironic that you called it outside. The one time we couldn't be outside. But obviously, that kind of what played into it.
Yeah, because I felt like, you know, I wanna give them something they could vibe to. You know what I'm saying? While we on lockdown, they could give them the outside energy. You know what I'm saying? Make you feel like, you know, it's still lit. You know?
You feel like people didn't get a chance to see that album live? Because you're really doing shows. Like, you're out here doing shows.
I mean, the whole thing was weird, bro. Like, you know, I signed my deal. I went to New York, met with Def Jam, and it's like, literally, like, after walking out the office, like, they put the world on lockdown type shit. They put the country on lockdown.
Wait, get out of here. So
Yeah, we
like,
had to fly home.
Really?
I went to the studio that night. I made Mismatch. That's on outside. Yeah, we had to fly home. Went straight home.
Damn.
So like really like my whole Def Jam career been like during the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? The whole shit.
Wow.
So we got creative during like the rollout and shit for the outside project. We you know, did like a males drive-in type thing where people could come up. It was outside.
I've seen it packed.
That was the party. You know what I'm saying? It's just like we got creative. We still, you know what I'm saying, stayed afloat and made shit shake. But it was definitely like a handicap for sure.
No, most of it, but it's handicapped for everybody. Everyone
Yeah,
had those.
that's what I'm saying.
Everyone had those challenges. I feel like for you, it might have kind of, I don't know, because you've been trying different things now. I see Bino doing like a lot of different stuff. And
Yeah.
You, but yeah, I want to say I almost gave you Carter 3 because you have to really be inspired by Wayne, huh?
Yeah.
Because the whole Sorry for the Wait, right? That's like
Yeah,
kind of a
Wayne.
concept Wayne made.
I feel like young niggas in LA, like Wayne was just like we used to just listen to all that shit. All that shit was on our iPods and shit. Like just Wayne freestyles and just all, you know, everything. Like Wayne was just like him.
That little run. Do you remember the run from Carter 3? No, Carter 2 to Carter 3. Between the albums, he had his like prime mixtape run, where it was like The Drought, Sorry for the Wait. I can't remember the name of all of them, but you remember there's like that meme dude made where it's like Wayne raps on your beat, you're fucked, because it's like his song now.
Yeah, he bodied everything, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
he's still low key bodying shit. I
that's
think
Wayne.
just because he's a little older, like the fans kind of brush it off. He still bodies everything he does.
I feel like he chilling. You know, he kind of living his life. He not focused on applying that pressure to rap music. It don't seem like to me, because I know he capable. You know, if he wanted to. But I just feel like he's taking a step back and just living his life. You know what I'm saying? That's Wayne, bro. He ain't got nothing to prove.
Nah, nothing, literally. We got to talk about a great collaboration you did with Ty.
Yeah, Out of Line.
Dog, that shit is so catchy.
Yeah, man. It's on the Sorry for the Wait 2 project. But, yeah, no brainer, bro. I tapped in with Ty.
I feel like you've tapped in with everybody from LA.
Yeah.
At some point, I feel like you've worked with almost everybody.
I just, you know, I like to shed a light on the city, however I can. Even, you know, I'm not saying I'm the nigga that has the light. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, if I can play a role in somebody campaign from the city and I respect their movement, you know, why not? Because somebody did that for me. You feel me?
That's super dope. Because I've seen it, like, whether it was Blxst or whether it was, like, I remember the look in Jason Cash's eyes when he's like, I'm going on road, Bino. He got me going on the road. He was so excited.
I just felt like, you know, why not, bro? You know?
Well,
Like,
I gotta ask, so your music? I'm not saying it. You are versatile as a motherfucker,
Yeah.
right? But you write really really fucking good. Have you ghostwritten or have you done some writing for some R&B singers yet?
I never wrote for nobody.
Never.
Yeah, they ask me that a lot. It's just, I just never really tapped into it, or I never really, tried to figure it out. But, I don't even write my own shit. I literally just go in the booth, bro.
I feel like that's that Wayne culture. Like I really feel like you were heavily, of all of us, were inspired by that Wayne culture.
Yeah.
But Bino, like you really got Wayne
He
inspiration.
shifted the whole game, you know what I'm saying, in a major way. So I feel like we all do, bro. Somebody tell you they ain't getting nothing from Lil Wayne, they fucking capping.
Yeah, right.
God.
Well, one of the most interesting Bino facts to me is you were here when Nip was doing before like Victory Lab, right?
Mhm.
Like because there was a point where Nip was underappreciated.
Right.
You were making music with him and you were out. Like Bino, I knew who Bino was then.
Yeah.
And you were one of the few people that has like musically lasted the test of time since then. And I felt like what's so dope about it is brick by brick you built your foundation.
Facts.
Like a lot of people blow up off of one thing, one song or one album or one, you know what I mean, like clickbait moment that happened in their career.
Yeah.
But Bino, you really came brick by brick, small brick, big brick, like brick by brick.
Yeah.
I feel like they can never take it from you now.
Well, that's something Nip used to always talk to me about. You know what I'm saying? He used to tell me, like, it's two different sides of this shit. Some people, they have viral moments, or, somebody can get a hit record and we never hear from them again. But he used to always, pressure me to just kind of be a longevity artist, to put some longevity in the music and be intentional. So, yeah, man, I feel like that's what it's all about, bro.
Well, how do you intentionally move for longevity? You know what I mean? Because I see you do it. You're that artist that has that, like, your fan base out here crazy, bro. Your shows.
I feel like it's a respect for the craft, you know what I'm saying, and just an understanding of self, you know what I'm saying. You gotta know what you want to put out there, you know what I'm saying. And I feel like the best way to do that is just be authentic. Don't put no cut in it, and just be you, bro, unapologetically. Shit, that's really all I do, bro, and it just go how it go.
Yeah, well, man, I really appreciate like being a kid from LA, growing up out here. I love to see any LA artist get on.
Yeah.
But what you've done to give back to the city is super dope.
That's what it's all about, bro. I mean, at the end of the day, what we doing this shit for? Like a lot of people get that, I want to be the coolest nigga vibe, or I just, I want to be the head honcho or whatever the fuck. But I don't know, that shit be washed.
Yeah, and I think it's really dope that stopped now, because to me, back when, like, you remember when The Game first came out, like documentary and Doctor's Advocate? At that time, LA to me was still like everyone going for each other's necks.
Facts.
You didn't really see everyone collaborating.
Yeah.
The Game to me is actually one of the first cats that started bringing the city together.
Yeah.
He would work with everybody. Like, I remember Game was on every West Coast artist project back then. He was working with J-Rock, with Kendrick.
Yeah.
So now, fast forward, y'all are really tight. The whole like West Coast hip hop community right now is really fucking tight.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a mutual respect and a common goal. We want to make this shit look good out here. So I feel like everybody just kind of got their head on straight.
Well, and just the way you guys are all helping each other, like no one's taking it as a threat. Like Blxst doesn't, you never saw it as a threat to help put Blxst on or to help his name get bigger.
I feel like it's bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? It's more important than that. I feel like his sound was you know what I'm saying, gonna be an important piece of just the LA sound overall.
Absolutely.
So
I remember Joey Fats, when I was working with him, was heavy on Blxst.
Mm-hmm.
And he was buying beats off Blxst, buying hooks off him, telling me, he's like, bro, this kid's gonna be huge.
Yeah, and I just felt how I felt, so I just went with my move, bro. Try to put it out there into the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, well, Bino, you are, like I said, one of South, if not South Central's finest currently, But who do you think's part of the next generation of this West Coast shit? Is there anyone that you were like, yo, y'all gotta check out?
Cool Corleone, for sure. It's a artist right now, independent, making his own way. We got a bunch of records together.
Okay.
But Cool Corleone, for sure. I'll say, shit, other than that, like, you know them all. Like, they all out here, really doing their thing. I don't want to forget nobody and not say no names.
No,
I will say Cool Corleone, Snoopy Harvard, you know what I'm
Cool.
saying, doing his thing. And, yeah, Blue Buzz Clan. They
Yeah,
making
Blue
a lot of
Bugs
noise.
really making all the noise out here.
Watch them, for sure.
You know whose voice I just love? Wally.
Yeah, Wally.
I'm the biggest fan of that motherfucker's voice.
Wally's out of here.
So unorthodox.
Yeah.
I even told him, I'm like, bro, I feel like God was trying to make him a perfect singer and then like fucked up somewhere and he just has this weird, it's like a different voice, you know? Because he sings his heart out, but it's so different.
Yeah, I feel like it's just authentic. It's a lot of pain in his voice. It's a lot of, you know what I'm saying, energy, and he sound like where he come from. You feel me? And you represent it. So
well, that's why I really felt like you would write for other people. Same thing I told Wally was, you, Wally, Blxst, you guys have been through stuff that a lot of these other singers haven't, like the Rihannas of the world. So they're gonna want like what if Rihanna sang '03 Flow? That's what I was telling Wally. Like these singers are gonna want your experiences and the way you sing and write. So it's gonna happen, dog. I'm surprised no one's been like, yo, Bino, I need.
I mean, I feel like people have reached out. I just never really jumped in that bag, bro.
Oh, so you don't want? You've kind of been like, I don't want to do that.
Not really like just against it, but you know, like if I get invited to like a writer's camp or you know shit like that, I kind of never really like jumped all the way in it. I never really, you feel me? But I might really take a step back and consider it now.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a great pocket because to me, like what I every time I see Wale, I go, have you written for Rihanna yet? He's always like, nah, not yet. Because I'm like, bro, he's going to write for Rihanna. Because she loves to sing about some real shit. And there's nothing realer than what you guys have gone through in Compton, South Central,
Makes
out
sense.
here.
It makes a lot of sense.
That's going to happen. Now, when you signed to Def Jam, to me, you were always like an independent artist. Yeah. What kind of made you make that decision? Because I love it. I love the move.
Right.
But what made you make that decision? Because being like Nip's protege to me, I never could see you signing. Right. But I love that you did because you've been making bigger waves. See everyone, you're everywhere now. Yeah. So what was behind that decision?
Well, it was just, we was at a point where we was having meetings, you know what I'm saying, with everybody. And Def Jam just, it made the most sense to us, you know what I'm saying, as far as the business. And it's already like Def Jam, you know what I'm saying, the household name, but that's really where the business made the most sense for us. And I got a lot of respect for the label just, you know, from the jump. So it was a no-brainer.
I listen, man. I would have when I saw Bino signed, I was like, nah, this is like one of them capping things. Like, you know, you see it sometimes where like someone will say someone got signed. But no, since I've seen it, you know, everything that's been happening as far as you know your projects. Like Sorry for the Wait 2 just had more of a push behind it because now you got more of a team around you. You know, but yeah, man, you still move like you're independent. Nothing's changed, which I love. Because part of me was like, ooh, he might go a little pop. Not like pop, but you know what I mean? He might just start doing records with Lupe Fiasco because they put you in the room with him. But you're still doing everything very organic.
Yeah, it's like obviously we all want to like break commercial and you know have a sound that's respected amongst the commercial audience. But at the same time, while I'm growing, I'm still trying to stay true to you know what I'm saying, who I know love me. So I try to just you know stay in pocket, but you know still kind of be out the box a little bit.
Well, I'm glad you made the move because I don't know if you know Sylvan Marshall. He does urban marketing out here. Him and his pops, Troy. Shout out Troy and Sylvan. They put me on game this one day. So I'm telling Sylvan about like, man, independent artists are like the people I love the most because like, you know, they're trying to get it themselves and they got 100% ownership. Sylvan fucked my head up. He said, name me one independent superstar. I was like sitting there thinking about it and I'm like, I bet I can name some people, but he's like, nah, superstar. He's like Beyonce level, Prince, Cher. He goes, the whole concept of being an international superstar is powered by the labels, as it should be, because he's like, it takes a team. It takes hundreds of people to make all these things happen. So I'm really glad you made that move, because I think it's obviously, as we already see, it's opened different doors that you were going to open anyway, but.
It's a different machine, you know what I'm saying, for sure. But, you know, same grind. You know
having gone through both, if you had a hip hop protege, I'm sure you got some, and they come like, Bino, what should I do? Are you gonna tell them to sign or not sign?
I tell them to do what makes sense to them. You know what I'm saying? And just make sure their business solid. Like at the end of the day, I'll never sign nothing that wouldn't make sense to me at this point in my life. You feel me? So it's like, just stand on it. You know what I'm saying? Stand on your business.
You stand on everything, man. When you named your project Outside. You were doing an interview and they were talking about the irony that it came out and they're like, why did you call it Outside? And you're like, it was a pandemic. I stand on it. I just love the way you answered that.
Yeah, I mean.
You take responsibility for all your actions.
Yeah, like it is what it is.
Bino. Well, anybody who watches this interview, I want to reveal a secret. This is a cool motherfucker. Like, you're just a cool dude. Like, back in high school, you were a cool cat. Like, everyone wanted to hang out with you. I could tell, bro. Yeah. No, I could just tell you've been a good dude. Like, I doubt there's a lot of people out there who have animosity towards you or have felt some kind of way.
If they do, they just a weirdo.
Bino, thank you so much, man. Thank you for everything you've done for LA, starting from, your earlier work up until, both 6 tapes, Sorry for the Waits, Outside. I'm assuming right now we're just in Sorry for the Wait 2 mode.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I know how it works as an artist. I'm sure you already got another body of work or projects you're working on or songs.
Man, we just got so much music, but I honestly want to put out my debut album before the year is over. So, I never dropped
like
the album
official
before.
debut. Okay.
So I'm trying to come, you know what I'm saying?
Do you already have it done?
I got a lot of it done. You know what I'm saying? I could for sure put up, put a bunch of albums together right now, but yeah, it's a few songs that's just like real heavy on my heart and close to me that I know is for sure for my album. You know what I'm saying? Some of them like 3-4 years old.
And these are like records you could have put on Sorry for the Wait or even 6 Tape 2 or Outside.
Hell yeah. That shit
you were holding them for this debut?
Yeah.
I don't want you to have to give anything away, but I imagine you in your head, you have the name down, you have the look down. You probably haven't. This is that moment, bro. You've been building towards.
Yeah. It's like, it's the time. I was waiting on the right time to really, give my full effort at an album. And I feel like, the time is right now.
You're like ready.
Yeah.
Ready. Because you remember what Nip said, what 50 told Nip was, don't tell the label it's an album until you're really ready, because then they start tracking things differently. So you're ready.
Yeah.
Bino is ready for that moment.
Hell yeah.
I'm excited, bro, because if you're telling me this is the debut album and you've been seasoning it for years, all this nothing you have given us has been throwaway. So I can't even imagine what the fuck this is gonna sound like.
It gotta be a classic, bro.
I'm just gonna hit play and my car is gonna like catch fire or something.
Yeah, facts.
It's something like that, man. Well, thank you so much, bro, for coming to Dash. We've been supporting you for a minute. We love everything LA. Obviously, the vibes are so fucking undeniable. Yeah. But then your relationship, with Nip and just everybody, man, we've been supporting for a minute. So when Def Jam hit me and was like, yo, you got time for Bino? I was like, bro, whatever time for Bino. Dog. I would have came in on a Sunday. Dog, no one's going to make me work on a Sunday. I wish I had to zoom into my face. Ain't no one's going to make me work on a Sunday, but I would have came in for you, dog.
I appreciate it, gang, for real.
Of course, man. Thank you so much. Sorry for the Wait 2 is out now. Everyone can, we know where to find you, dog. This ain't your first interview for me to be like, yo, drop your socials.
Yeah, nah.
Bino, thank you so much, man.
Love, bro.
LA loves you, bro. Hey, if you ever don't feel appreciated, just go on your balcony. Look at LA, dog. City's yours. Alrighty, everybody. Maiwan, Bino, Dash Radio. Sorry for the Wait 2 is out now. Boom.